Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video is just a small excerpt from my latest live stream where we previewed the pending update to Marcus Nyberg's Gothenburg scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Marcus kindly sent me a beta version to show on stream for you guys, and here are a few of the highlights. If you want to see the full-length preview along with a departure and arrival to the airport, a link to the stream recording is down in the video description. Thank you very much to Marcus for sending this over. Let's get right into it. Before we get going, let's just, I'm just going to quickly run through. I've got the changelog here as well. So I'll have a quick look at that. So I've got animated jetways now, which we've seen. Functional and correct VDGS for all parking spots that have got them. Got the Null Aero VDGS here, which is looking very cool from here. You can see it flashing. Oh, look at that. It's got my call sign. How did it get my call sign? Because that is not a GSX, by the way, chat. That is not GSX VDGS. It comes with the scenery. I wonder how it got my call sign then. Wonder if it takes it from the aircraft in some way. Alright, let's see how accurate that parking was then, shall we? Very cool. On blocks time 1950. Oh, it logs your on blocks time as well. Love to see it. That is super cool. We've already seen that one. Very nice implementation, I have to say. Animated airside traffic by Null. We saw a little bit of that on the departure, and you'll have seen it just as we were parked up there. So what that means is essentially there's an external module actually injecting the airside traffic into the sim rather than the sim controlling it itself. So what that means is essentially it should be a bit better behaved in terms of driving in the correct areas of the airport and not, you know, running into aircraft, even though this was a bad example because one pretty much did run into us while we were taxiing in there. But it's not a perfect implementation, but it's definitely a bit better than the default. So that's what that means. And then obviously it's got custom models as well for the traffic. We've got interior enhancements, as we've seen briefly. Ground texture enhancements, custom approach light objects, which we saw briefly on the way out. Snow tricks appear when it's snowing. Snow banks during winter months in certain conditions, which we'll have a look at shortly. Updated GSA and clutter. Business jet statics that can be removed now. Scandic Hotel, which we saw as well just now. New terminal, which we saw on the departure, and then the GSX profile. But we'll sort of run through it all now, really. I mean, it's not a huge crazy update, so there's not tons of stuff to look at, but there is a good amount of cool stuff here. So I'm just going to stop the recording as well and Sky Dolly. Right, so let's have a look. I mean, initially we'll just, seeing as though it's nighttime here, we'll just have a quick look, because you get quite a nice view into the inside. Now, Marcus did say to me these interiors are not really supposed to be viewed from the inside, but as you can see, he's done an absolutely fantastic job, and to be honest with you, I would argue they can probably be viewed from the inside. They're really nice, honestly. Very nice. The glass is not there, but again, he didn't intend for it to be. But you have to see, like, he's done the GSX profile as well. Look at this. Look at the detail he put in the GSX profile. The passengers are actually walking from the jetway into the terminal, and then they're walking along the back here, you can see, which is super cool. I absolutely love that detail there on the GSX profile. But yeah, you can see that the interior is very nicely enhanced. That is a very nice looking interior from the outside. 100% big fan. Like I said before in my previous streams, you know, I can live without, you know, a crazy interior. I don't think that people need to go too mad on the interiors. As long as it looks good from the outside, because a lot of the times, you know, you're going to look inside once or twice and you're probably not going to do it too often again. This interior has had some additions done to it as well. As you can see, there's some people in there. They're not animated though. The people you saw over there were actually from GSX, the animated people. So that's looking really nice. And then obviously more of the same along here. And then we've got the new terminal as well, which again is a similar story. Very good. We've got these glass sort of extensions out to the jetways as well. Glass jetways over here for the new terminal. Very, very nice. Obviously the jetways, the animated jetways we've already covered. Don't really need to go through that, but as you can see, these jetways are animated, and so are the ones over here. Although I think the extent of the animation is not, you know, they don't actually extend outwards. At least for the aircraft I've tried, you know, the A320, that's all I've really tried, to be quite honest with you, but I don't think they actually extend outwards, but they may do for other aircraft, but the hood definitely comes forward there. So they are actually operable and recognizable by GSX as well, which is good. There we go. And then we've got the animated airside traffic, so that includes stuff like this right here. And there's various different pieces. Let's see if we can find some more of it over here. We've got one of these guys here, the little baggage trolleys. This is actually a static one, I believe. Oh, it's got no driver. But if we have a look somewhere, there we go. There's one that's operable. Well, not operable, but it's being operated. Very, very nicely textured and detailed, I do have to say. Very, very cool. And let's follow this guy for a second here, because I want to show you guys something. There you go. Boom. Do you see that? The little covers on the luggage carts here, they went on. They got covered. Beautiful. That's what I was trying to show you there. It took forever, but we got there in the end. Then, yeah, so we've got these custom lighting on the approach. Because, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but a lot of scenarios will use the SDK, the built-in approach lights. These are slightly different. As you can see, they've got a bit more detail to them, which is quite cool to see. So, another little minor thing, but nevertheless, it's the details that make a scenery, isn't it, chat? Snow trucks when it's snowing. Now, I've not actually spotted any of these yet, because I've not... To be honest, I didn't actually really test that, but let's do 2 in 1 here, chat, shall we? Let's do 2 in 1. So let's just come here real quick, because I noticed there's some quite cool stuff that happens over here when it snows. So we'll just go and put a snow preset on. But what we'll do is during, I believe it's January and February, you'll get sort of snow piling up at the side. So if we go February here. Let's go February. You can see now we've got some little snow piles here, which will obviously appear on live weather as well, but in January and February. But some nice little snow piles. Very nicely done, I think. It looks super cool, super realistic, I think. I'm not sure if they're actually dynamic depending on the amount of snow. Let's try that, shall we? So if we go weather, sorry, wrong one, this one, and we increase the snow depth. Yeah, so it doesn't appear to change the amount of piled up snow depending on the snow depth. But it's there, and it's dynamic, so that's quite cool. Let's try the different preset. These Floyd presets are failing me today. Right, there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Look how cool that looks. Right. It's going to be difficult to see now, but let's see if we can spot a snow truck. This one here? Yes. There it is. Beautiful. That's so cool. There's a couple. I wonder if they move around, actually. not sure if these guys move. I feel like maybe they don't. You can kind of hear they don't have any engines running, so I would have to assume they potentially do not. Although this guy is active and he's very quiet. His wipers are going though. Updated ground textures. I mean, you can see those here as well. Obviously a bit more difficult to see with the snow, but I think the main thing that I noticed with the ground textures, the update on them, is I mean, they were good anyway. But one thing I've noticed is they're a bit less uniform, and they've got this sort of grooved appearance to them now, whereas before they sort of looked pretty plain actually, in terms of the detail on them. I've actually got a picture here. So that was before. That's after. That's more or less the same area. Stands 10 to 13. As you can see, way more detail in the textures. Ground markings, the colours slightly different as well. Again, with ground markings, it's difficult to see exactly what's changed without doing a direct comparison, so I thought I'd grab that for you guys. So that's before, that's after. Very nice. But yeah, really nice update, I do have to say. And they've gone... yeah, really nice. I mean, it's a very, very nice incremental update, and adding some parts of the scenery, or the airport rather, should I say, that have been much wished for, obviously due to the fact that, you know, the airport has changed. So, really nice updates. I don't think there's too much else to say. If you guys have got nothing you want to see specifically. So, yeah, that's it. Let's watch the replay, shall we?